Welcome to the Waterboyz, episode 10.
Already.
We're in double digits, Justin.
Wow.
Double digits.
Congratulations to both of
And
us.
to you, sir.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, it's been a great 10 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
It has. It really has. And this is just the beginning for us. As you know, we're both just two Holland College journalism students trying to break a foot into the business.
Who would have thought? Anyway, today, we have Nathan Chow from UPEI Soccer. We'll get to him later. But breaking news, folks.
Yeah, breaking news.
Seattle
Breaking
trades
news.
Russell Wilson to the Broncos.
Super Bowl MVP, I'm pretty sure, of Super Bowl 48. Russell Wilson just got traded to the team he just beat. Well, not just beat, but team he beat in the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 48, the Denver Broncos. Now, we are unsure about the final details. All we know is Drew Lock is going to Seattle in return right now. That is, I'm sure by the time this is out, this is filmed on Tuesday, that it will be out and we'll know the final details about the trade. But wow, just first reaction, wow.
Yeah.
So you have a division now.
What a trade. AFC West is just phenomenal
It's
in
juiced.
the quarterback room.
It's juiced.
Derek Carr, I love the guy. He's not in the top three.
Yeah,
Now,
Raiders fans.
yeah, sorry. Because now we have Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Herbert all in the same division, playing each other
Yep.
twice a year apiece.
Yeah.
What a division this is going to be. I'd
And
say
Denver wasn't even bad. And you know
No.
what? You want to know something else? It's just a little something that I just remembered. Yesterday, Monday, there was a little bit of news that Von Miller was teasing going back to Denver because he had posted on his Instagram story, I wonder if they'll give me my old locker back. And he also wondered which number he should wear in the blue and gold. So,
could you imagine Russell Wilson and Von Miller on the same team?
well, not only that, you got
Von Miller and Matthew Stafford on the same team was electric.
you got that, and then you have your wide receiver core, which just is gonna be a lot better.
They even had a wide receiver play quarterback in the preseason.
I mean, you got a lot better, person that's gonna throw the ball to him now. This is just unreal for Denver.
A quarterback can change a team, and that is what is going to happen. It's early to say, but Russell Wilson is going to change Mile High around.
Oh, they're
it
gonna
hurts
be in
me
the
to say
playoffs.
it.
They're gonna
It
be in
hurts
the
me to
playoffs
say it.
again. They're gonna be a Super Bowl contender again just by that trade. And we're going to see what they're going to do this offseason because Denver has not wanted to been a losing team for the last couple of years, even though they have been.
They have had some bad luck, and
They really wanted to turn it around, and partly why I think they're doing this trade is because today, there was some more breaking news.
Rodgers
Aaron Rodgers, 38
signs a
years
4-year
old.
contract.
38 years old, and you give him 4 years, $200 million, 153 guaranteed, as the highest paid player in NFL history at the age of 38, which means this contract will go until he's 42, which means Tom Brady right now is thinking, I'm coming out of retirement just to get paid.
You can't help but to think what Tom Brady said in his brand, him playing 40, and now he's retired, so he's going to come back. You really got to think so.
I don't know.
Tom Brady's
We're gonna
coming
see.
back.
We're gonna
Tom Brady's
see.
coming
I
back.
think he's coming back too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's this year.
I don't know what the odds are in
midway
Vegas.
through.
I don't know what the odds are in Vegas, but Brady's coming back.
I think he is too.
It's very much like him.
He can't put the game down.
He's Brett Favre-esque in his retirement status.
He's did you see the interview the other day? He's like, I've been spending a lot of time with family.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do a little bit more of that. Did not seem like he was actually in the mood to spend every single day for the rest of his life just being a dad.
So note, he hasn't proven himself to be a family man, but
Okay.
here we are.
Okay.
He's coming back
But
on the football side.
I know we said we weren't going to talk about NFL, but this is just two groundbreaking stories that you have to talk about. And
Denver, can they pull through with a quarterback
so
like Russell Wilson?
for you, does this make Denver a Super Bowl contender team?
Not in the first year.
No.
That's going to take some adjustment.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
No.
No, JK, they're not going to the Super Bowl. But I will say,
It takes a lot to turn a team like Denver around right now. Russell Wilson can do it, but in a year to turn around that ship.
I'm saying right now they're making the AFC Championship game. And they're going to be playing my Patriots.
No.
Yes, they have. That is my take, and that's the way it's going to stay right now. You know, just a trade like this, blockbuster in itself, just insane.
Mahomes now has to face Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert. Those are
Mac
three
Jones.
explosives. Yeah. Well,
Mac Jones is going to get better, and he's already made the
Yeah.
Pro Bowl, so, you know, you can't throw him out.
and can't forget Joe Burrow either.
You got Joe Burrow, you got Josh Allen, and like Tua, I guess.
When you look at highest
Tua.
competition for
Right
Patrick Mahomes.
now it's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And now you got to throw Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert in.
Yeah.
Maybe
but
Lamar Jackson. But
who can handle it? 1v1. A little experience on Russell Wilson's way. A little talent on Patrick Mahomes' way. A little expressiveness.
I think that the
It's gonna be
AFC
very
West
nice.
just got so much better,
Yes.
so much more
Just in
popcorn
like
and
2
intense.
years. Just in 2 years,
Yeah.
the AFC West has gone from love Kansas City. We've always been great. Forget 2006. We're the best. Put the team on our back. But no, the AFC has been bad in the past, especially the last 2 or 3 years with Denver,
yeah.
LA, and
But now in the
now
NFC,
Las Vegas. Yeah.
Seattle's basically a laughing stock.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what will be interesting to see
DK Metcalf.
is see if they
and
trade
who?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
It will be very interesting to see if they trade away
They
their
can't.
talent.
They can't.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Imagine, well, we obviously don't know the final details with the
Yeah.
trade, but imagine they traded Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf. That would just be stupid on the Seahawks' behalf,
Yeah.
but it's just a thought. Just
There
had to
would
throw
no
it out
longer
there.
be a 12th man.
No. But other than that, we do have the Aaron Rodgers trade or contract extension.
Yeah.
Not only did he stay in Green Bay, he gets the most money ever for a player in the history of the NFL. So, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, he is, if you look back for a whole career, he's a hell of a quarterback. Highest paid? No. I wouldn't name him there. I wouldn't name him in that top 3 category. Tom Brady, obviously. You know, highest paid. I could see that. You know.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that got me thinking, like, that he got what he got is the fact Green Bay did not want to lose him.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason that, because according to many reports around the league, no one's confident in Jordan Love in that Green Bay Packers organization, and they didn't think he could start.
That QB room is thin
So
in Green Bay.
I don't think they were ready for that, and I think they were going to pay whatever they need to pay in order not to lose him, and not lose him to Denver, because that's where he was going to go.
They're squeezing the old lemon. When Aaron Rodgers came out of Cal, man, he was a great quarterback. And he had a lot of potential and a lot of eyes on him, too. So for him to carry a career of that strength with that hype, amazing. He has had an amazing career, too.
Yeah.
Learning from one of the best, Brett Favre.
Do you think this is... I don't think personally that this will happen, but do you think he will play his contract out?
No. No way he can go all 4.
I really don't think so, and if he does go all 4, it will be probably the worst contract in NFL history.
Miracle on turf.
I really do think that, but like time will tell. You know, we had Tom Brady, best quarterback of all time, and he lasted till 44, and probably could go again. But I really don't think that's Aaron Rodgers' game, is to play the long game and be in the pocket until he's 43, 44.
Before we move to the NBA, the Chiefs have caught a little bit of a Matt Nagy curse.
Yeah.
Signing him. Man, I'm excited to see what he can do in something with a bit less pressure than head coach at that role.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy Reid has a great coaching tree where a lot of his proteges move on to bigger and better things.
I feel like Matt Nagy's going to be basically told, scrap everything you ever knew.
Yeah.
And you're going to listen to me. Yeah. Is basically what Andy Reid's going to tell him.
That is a lengthy offensive playbook in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And one that is not traditional in any sense of the word.
No.
Yeah.
But moving to a big star, just like Patty Mahomes is Kansas City, we got Memphis growing in the NBA.
Hot.
They're 43-22 at the time of recording, if I'm 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, But Ja Morant is the sole reason that they're in this position. They're second in the West, tied with Golden State, actually. And it's all because of Ja Morant. And if he was to get injured at any point, they'd be done. Yeah. Everyone knows that. But we got to credit him for the way that he's playing. And one thing to remember about Ja Morant is his numbers and his play style are exactly like Derrick Rose's 2011 MVP season. So, brings us to the question, is Ja Morant in MVP discussions this year?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Why not?
There are so many more talented players in the NBA this season. There's no way that Ja Morant, credit where credit is due, he has done great things in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's
turned that franchise around.
Yeah, compared to Curry, compared to DeRozan, compared to Embiid. A lot of stuff out east with Miami. You have a star-studded cast there.
Joker.
Yeah. Some good stuff out of even Atlanta.
No.
There's a lot of talent in this league compared to Morant. And, again, he's turned that team around.
He has.
But he's not in the MVP race.
I think he personally is in the MVP race. I really do. I don't think he is the MVP, but I do think he deserves to get some votes. He is playing a lot better than anyone else that you just named right now.
Right now?
Yes. Right now.
Right now?
Right now.
And how's this season?
How's this season?
His whole season compared to every star that I named.
Oh, I think he's just on par with them. And I think that he's played a lot better as of late.
So he's definitely up there.
He's unreal. Like, he's got to be a top 5 player in the NBA. Obviously, you can't name anyone else other than Kevin Durant, number 1 in the NBA right now.
Exactly. And you can't look at right now when you're looking at the MVP title.
But right now is a big factor into it. Like, you look at the standings and they're 43-22.
Late season matters.
Last year, I don't even know if they made the playoffs. I forget if they made the playoffs last year. Yeah. So, what he's doing to turn this frame, I know he's hitting. They put some shooters around him, but just his athleticism. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of watching Russell Westbrook in OKC. Just his athleticism and just his explosiveness to get to the net and dunk and everything like that and poster. It's just really fun to watch, but I do think he is in the MVP discussion. I do think you're wrong about that. We're going to see him at the end of the year if he gets some MVP votes.
There's better. He'll get some votes. He's done some great things, but there's better.
Someone that is not going to get MVP votes, but is very all-star worthy player in the league. Jason Tatum scored 54 the other day.
Putting up a night.
Yeah, and the Boston Celtics are looking more dangerous, which is very scary to say because that is a very deep team.
They had a tough start to the season.
They did, and they seem like they're getting on a roll.
Losing to some teams that
probably shouldn't have lost to.
Yeah, no, and especially now, you look at it, and if they had this finish like they did at start, we'd be talking to them as the same accolades as even Memphis, Miami, Chicago, Golden State. Man, they're heating up a little bit, and
it's dangerous to play them.
1 or 2, maybe even 3 players.
I got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Yeah. Those two are the leading leading players on the team, and then you got the cast support like Marcus Smart.
They have a Mr. Assist, and he's been killing it.
So, it's scary to see them play. I don't think they're gonna be NBA title contenders. You know,
they could go deep though.
I mean, they're playing good basketball now, but come playoff time, we'll see. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna be that good.
Yeah, Celtics postseason are a lot like some teams in the curse that, you know, they have a great regular season and, you know, there's a lot of hope that's built up from October and, you know, that hype builds the later season.
Yeah.
And I think it just gets to them, so fingers crossed for them. I want them to do well. I want to see the Celtics do well. I used to be a Celtics fan, you know that?
I did not know that, but
we love the Celtics.
The Celtics, unfortunately, I don't think they're doing well this year. So, I mean, I'm saying they're playing good right now, but in reality, I don't think they're going to be a great team.
They're playing good. They're not playing great.
No.
Yeah.
But
it'd definitely be a surprise.
In terms of scoring at a high level, we turn to the NHL and we just got our first 40-goal scorer of the season. Big Papa, yeah. Auston Matthews.
He had, what, 2 goals?
Last night? No, he only had one, I'm pretty sure, last night against Columbus in the 5-3 win, which they almost blew that. They were up 3-0.
2 points that I thought.
Yeah, 2 points, I think.
Yeah, 2 points, 1 goal.
1 goal and 1 assist, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So he's the first one to crack 40 on the year. Draisaitl's 38. Yeah. Chris Kreider of the New York Rangers, 38. And Alex Ovechkin is 34. So out of those 4, who do you think's taking home the Rocket Richard this year? Matthews?
That's a hot start. And for him to maintain that start to last night, playing Seattle here tonight, that's hot. And he's got 2 chances to really extend his lead in the goal scoring with these next few opponents. And when the season's shortening up like it is now, that matters a lot. It depends on that second half of your schedule. And I think Toronto
How far do you think he's going to get? You think he's going to hit 50? 60?
I'm feeling 52. It's my lucky number. What about you? Who do you think's getting it, and where do you think they're headed up?
Well, for me personally, I do think Matthews is going to break the 50 mark. But I'm going to take the underrated, under-the-radar player, which we got the superstars, Draisaitl, Ovechkin, and Matthews, who's getting all this attention.
Surprise me.
But Chris Kreider, he's going to win it. He's going to win the Rocket Richard. He's been playing phenomenal this year. 38 goals on the season so far. I really do think he's going to finish the season strong, and we'll see what happens. I do believe, though, he's going to finish with probably around 54 goals on the year.
You're saying 54.
54 goals on the year. I will give Matthews 51.
We'll mark it. We'll mark it for later date.
But
Matthews has the better team around him.
Yeah. He has the better
offensive player.
He has the better offensive players and team, but the goaltending.
Hey, real quick though.
Kreider's got that.
Yeah, real quick. Toronto, 15-1 when Tavares scores. Little did you know, sabermetrics. That's their key to success. If Toronto wants a cup, which obviously they do, get Tavares to put the puck in the net.
Well, he can't do that right now.
No.
He can't do it. He
did score last night.
He scored Saturday night against Vancouver for the first time in a couple of games.
Yeah, and scored it in their last one too.
Did he? Okay, so he's getting back, but there was a 15-game scoreless drought for him.
Yeah.
So he's having struggles putting the puck in the net this year. He's become more of like an assist player, which is fine.
Which is good for Matthews.
Yeah, which is good for Matthews. But in terms of overall team, I think that the cast is a lot better, and there's a better chance of the Leafs winning this year.
Yeah.
But
Leafs have a better goalie than Edmonton.
The Leafs and Oilers goaltending situation, not the best, but we're going to talk about that in a second. I just want to mention who's backing up Chris Kreider.
Yeah.
Igor Shesterkin, and I probably just butchered his name, but, I'm sorry if I did. He's having probably one of the greatest goaltending seasons ever. 942 save percentage, 26 or 28, 6-3.
He's under 2 goals allowed on him.
Yeah, which is unbelievable. He's probably going to get a couple Hart votes. If not, he should get a Hart, and probably the Vezina too.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen this type of goaltending season in terms of statistics since 1970.
No way. Really?
1970, 1971 was the last time someone had a 942 save percentage, minimum 25 games played.
Man.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. So we have this.
Oh, 50 years.
We have this. We have an insane season going on, but then we also have teams with struggling goaltenders right now.
And going back, Rangers don't have a star-studded defense.
I mean, they got Adam Fox. That's about it.
Yeah. So for him to put up those numbers with a defense that, for lack of a better term, is lacking a little bit. Could be better. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. But I'm impressed with that. And what I'm not impressed with is the Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. They need to do something.
Far worse than Toronto.
Oh, Edmonton needs
goaltending. Boston's backup is rated 11 spots higher than Edmonton's first string goalie.
Edmonton doesn't even have a number one. Like, it goes back between Mike Smith and Koskinen.
They don't. But when you look at statistics, who their best
is number one. They say Mike Smith's their number one, but he's always injured now.
Yeah.
He's he's ancient too. Yeah. So what I think someone needs to do, and I don't think the Leafs need it as bad. I think the Leafs Jack Campbell is really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's had a struggle. And that's every goaltender goes through that sometimes.
The Leafs are middle of the pack.
In
goaltending.
Yeah, they're not a team that I would be so worried about. The Edmonton Oilers, on the other hand,
lost cause. So, who do they need, man?
I think, and hold your cap on this, Marc-Andre Fleury needs to be traded to the Edmonton Oilers.
There goes the cap. What are you talking about, man?
Edmonton needs Marc-Andre Fleury. And he needs to get out of Chicago.
Now, I'll give you this. Fleury has done great things for any team he's on. Pittsburgh did great things there. Vegas did great things there. Chicago,
not that much.
For his position, he's got a wide stick. He doesn't play forward. He can't put the puck in the net, but he can stop it. He's doing pretty good. He's holding it down.
Other than the other night against Tampa, but
man, is Fleury getting old, and you got to be young goaltender in this game.
Yeah, I understand that, but we're talking about this year, and this is why I'm saying Marc-Andre Fleury. He's going to be a rental. He might retire after this year.
Yeah.
But in terms of what you're getting as a goaltender, in return, for Edmonton, it's such a good deal because if they want to make the playoffs, they're going to need better goaltending down the stretch. And the only way they're going to get better goaltending is if they make a trade because Koskinen can't provide it to him, and neither can Mike Smith.
You got to give up something big for Fleury, though, from Chicago before the trade deadline.
No, they're not going to get a lot for Fleury.
You got to get.
They're not going to get a lot for Fleury.
And Edmonton can't afford Fleury right now.
I think Edmonton's going to figure it out. They're going to have to make a trade for a goalie.
Fleury is not a bag of pucks goalie for a trade. Obviously.
No, I'm going to say they're going to give him like a second or third round pick. They're not going to get a first for Fleury. If you think you're getting a first for Fleury, that's insane. But I do think that they're going to get Fleury. That's my belief because McDavid's going to have a say. And maybe it's not Fleury, but Fleury's the top goalie on the trade market right now.
Yeah. Granted, you're better than me. I couldn't name who they need. I think they need Jesus. but
They might need.
I thought Connor McDavid was Jesus, but turns out.
Well, they call him McJesus, so
Yeah.
you never know. But like, McDavid's not really playing McDavidly. I'm not gonna lie either.
Yeah.
So
Wouldn't Calgary-
Edmonton is just done over with. I think.
You told me last year in preseason that Calgary is going to play the highest defense in Alberta for NHL teams. I would call you weird, but man, it's true. Calgary has a better defense and goaltending.
Oh, Calgary is insane, man. Calgary is insane. And this is the last thing we want to mention before we turn it to Nathan Chow of the UPEI men's soccer team is the other night, Saturday night, whoever did not watch the Calgary Flames versus the Colorado Avalanche, you missed probably the greatest regular season hockey game this season.
Yeah.
From the moment the puck dropped in the first period to the overtime winner by Johnny Gaudreau, insane game, insane tempo, insane just goaltending. I mean, Darcy Kemper got pulled, but
didn't Lucic drop the gloves in that game too?
Yeah, they had a heavyweight tilt.
Had a physical game, had an offensive game, had a defensive game, had a team play game on both sides. That was back and back.
Yeah, insane play. There was one sequence that stood out to me above the rest, and it was Cale Makar. Calgary's coming down on a 2-on-1. He not only blocks the pass, but then gets back and blocks blocks both sides of the 2-on-1. Yeah. Gets the puck back, rushes up the ice, passes it to McKinnon. McKinnon passes it to Kadri. Kadri passes it back to McKinnon, and McKinnon rips it in the back of the net to tie the game 3-3. Insane sequence. Insane.
That was nearly a 3-on-1 too.
But overall, the best game of hockey I've seen all season.
Yeah. That was amazing.
And you know what? That's my Western Conference final prediction. After watching that.
Can't blame me.
7 games of that, I couldn't argue.
Obviously, Colorado is going to be there.
I think
we've been saying that for a month now. Mm-hmm. That Colorado is going to be in the final. The Western Conference final.
Yeah.
Who can tell how they're going to hold up against that pressure? They haven't really been in that position before.
No.
To be there.
I really think that this
right now, this is the year.
This matchup is insane.
Year. Oh yeah.
And they play 2 or 3 more times this month. This month alone.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna see just high tempo. And another thing is they didn't even play Markstrom. Calgary didn't play Markstrom, who has 8 shutouts on the year. They did not play him, and they played who's they're calling Darth Vader, Dan Villard, their backup in net. And he had a great game too.
Yeah, nothing like some late regular season hockey. That always heats up, but this has been great.
This is a playoff matchup.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I can't wait to watch this in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I can't wait. But now we turn our attention to Nathan Chow of UPEI men's soccer team. We hope you enjoy. We're back here for episode 10 with third-year UPEI men's soccer player Nathan Chow. He just came off a second-team All-Star season for the UPEI Panthers this year with 2 goals and 2 assists in 12 games started this year, and then even including the 1 playoff game you guys had this year against St. Mary's, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, and just coming off such a great year. We're happy to have you on the Waterboyz podcast.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Yeah. What was your key to success this year?
Key to success, probably just work rate, I guess. I guess I get acknowledged a bit more for my work rate than most guys. The announcers, that's all they always say is just I'm always running.
Yeah.
The guys on the team are always asking why I'm running so much.
Yeah.
Is it a gym thing? Like you do it in the gym and
I think it's just more of a wanting to win kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just even if we're up 1 goal, 2 goals, just keep going, never stop.
Yeah. Now, you were saying before you felt like 2 or 3 more could have been named an all-star from UPEI.
For sure. There definitely could have been a few guys. I could say our goalkeeper, Evan Couturier, could have gotten an all-star for sure. Played unreal this season. Another one, rookie on our team, Casper. He also could have got one easily.
What position's Casper again?
Casper's a midfielder.
Okay, yeah. So, offense or defense, where do you think you guys found your stride this year?
Definitely our defense.
Yeah.
We got a bit of a problem right now potting goals.
Yeah.
So we're working on that one. But our defense kept us in there. Can't remember how many goals we gave up, but not very many.
Do you think you need to focus on increasing skill with who you have now, or moving towards recruiting?
I think it's like we could do both.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think recruiting's been great in the last few years, but we've made it work.
Is it like you build towards trying to beat Cape Breton? Is that like the number one team that you're always trying to beat?
Yeah, so CBU is always in your mind. Like they're the best team. They're usually the best team every year. But I think we're more focused on getting the guys like Dal and Saint FX. Saint FX is we want to beat those guys bad.
That's your biggest rival, then.
I think so right now. Yes.
Yeah.
And then competition-wise, you said CBU.
Yeah, CBU. So competition-wise, CBU usually just smacks everyone every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time they didn't go to nationals was. So like they're always in your mind, but it's not a big thing.
Now, is SMU in that conversation with CBU this year, or this past year?
Yeah, so SMU, I think they had a lucky few games there, because I mean I think we tied them once, and I think we either tied them or beat them the first game at UPEI. But I don't know.
Yeah. So it's your 3rd year. We'll look at 5th year down the road when we have you on again, I'm sure. But
for sure.
4th year, what's the focus?
4th year, try and put some goals in the back of the net. I'm not known as a goal scorer, more of a just assists and stuff, but try and figure that out, see if we can get some goals in the back of the net.
And
more games.
Is this something that you're gonna have to? What are you gonna do to make this happen next year?
I think it's gonna be a lot on the off season. Last year, because of COVID, there was nothing going on. I went home and pretty much was just in the gym. I maybe touched the ball 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
This year, Lewis has got me an opportunity to try out for a semi-pro team in Victoria, which is like 3 hours away from my hometown.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if I can play this summer, it'll change things a bit.
So you're from BC, White River, right?
Campbell River.
Campbell River.
Oh,
Yeah.
Campbell
You were
River.
close.
Yeah. My bad.
You're good.
So you're from BC. Why PEI?
My coach, I don't know what the relationship is. My coach back home knew Lewis, our coach here.
Mm-hmm.
So he got me in contact, and then Lewis kind of had no idea who I was and took a chance and signed me, and then I guess it worked out.
Yeah. How are you liking PEI?
I like it. Campbell River is a very small town. It's like 36,000 people, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the population when I looked up was like 35,000.
Yeah, something like
like that. So I was gonna make that small town connection. Was it just comfortability when you came here immediately with the small town?
Yeah, it was
town
comfortable.
kind of thing?
I think another big thing was being on the soccer team,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know a single person coming out here. I knew I was supposed to room with Evan Couturier, our goalie, so I knew him. But other than that, like, I probably wouldn't have made many friends the first beginning of the season if didn't have a soccer team.
Yeah. And soccer's growing here. We have a big old complex out in Stratford, and
Big time.
UPEI is doing well, men's and women's side.
Yeah.
So what's been your focus to help grow it here? I know there's a lot of outreach that goes on through UPEI.
Yeah, there's quite a few outreach. We honestly haven't done a whole lot with the community here. Hopefully we can like get on that in the next few years.
Yeah.
We've done some, like a little bit of volunteering stuff, but nothing crazy.
So this past year, you went from being, or like from your first year, you went from not being an all-star to, I know there was a COVID year in between, and then you come out this past year and you have a great season, you get named all-star. So during that COVID year off, what was like kind of the mindset like to get to the next level and be recognized as an all-star in the AUS?
I think it was more focusing as a team. So I think team play is gonna be there before like individual play every day. So that off season we still had like a little season on PEI.
Mm-hmm.
We played like alumni team and U18s. So we did play. But yeah, just like getting touches, making sure everything is just going right.
Was it seeing the field better a little bit more? Or
I think
more
it was
confident in your game?
Yeah, being more confident and trying to be a bit more technical, take guys on and stuff. My first year, I kind of played very passive, just trying to be there, not make mistakes.
Not make mistakes because you're a rookie type thing.
Yeah, exactly. So just trying to bridge the gap between just playing very passive and like taking guys on, taking chances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how's the technical side changed through training and practices?
I think so. This year I think we focused on a lot of technical stuff. Before like every practice we do ball work, we do small touches and stuff, and then we did a lot of rondos this year, which is like you just stand in a big circle and you basically pass. There's one guy in the middle. So we did a lot of technical stuff this year. We didn't do a lot of finishing and stuff. So I think the technical side of it is improving for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what would you add?
Finishing.
Yeah.
We need to score goals.
Exactly.
And so last year, obviously, it was a struggle to put it in the net, and I don't think you guys scored a goal in your playoff game against SMU.
No.
So, how can you even improve finishing when it's it seems like it's such a hard thing for you guys to even do right now?
Yeah, I think it's just repetition, just going out on the field, just putting the ball in the back of the net really is the only way that's going to work. You can do as much like visualization and stuff as you want, but you actually have to get out there and go do it.
And is it you guys don't have the best team chemistry, or is it you just can't simply put it in the back of the net?
It's just we just can't simply put it in the back of the net. We have the chances. We had quite a few chances this year, but it's just getting it in the back of the net was a problem.
All right, so diverging a little here. I see you have tried some other sports, mainly high diving, and that did not end well with a busted face.
Yes. Yeah. High jump. That was high jump. That was a brutal one. Busted my face open on that one.
Yeah. Was that back in high school?
Yeah, that's a funny story. It wasn't my track meet. I was volunteering at a middle school track meet.
Okay.
And then it was all over and we were like cleaning up. So I was like we just put the high bar up and we went and just tried to do it, and I busted my head open.
Did you ever do it beforehand?
I did do track in middle school and high school, but high jump was not my thing.
Never high jump?
No.
Were you more of a short distance? And...
yeah, I did short distance. I did some long distance running and a little bit of long jump.
Okay, yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Now, since you cracked your head open,
it was his face. It was his face, not his head.
Just a reference. Is heading the ball something that like you can't really do anymore?
I can do it. That is a bit of a problem for me. I've had.
Does it give you headaches?
No, it doesn't give me headaches, but I've had 5 concussions now.
Okay.
So.
And has each one got progressively worse each time you had one?
My first one was the worst one.
Okay.
I ended up getting knocked out and like waking up in the hospital 8 hours later.
Really?
Yeah, I went headfirst into a brick wall playing soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
How did this
At an
happen?
indoor?
Was it?
Yeah, it was like an indoor practice, and we were just like practicing like 1v1, just keep the ball away from the other person. And I guess I don't remember it all. So these are just stories I've heard. But I tripped over his leg and just went headfirst into the wall, and then was sitting there drooling everywhere.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Were most of yours from soccer?
Yeah, most of them were.
Okay.
I've had one from heading the ball, but it was just a rocket that was directed in the way.
You just have that kind of, not whiplash, but you just have that spring, right?
Yeah, so I'm not scared to hit the ball anymore, but it's definitely something I have to worry about.
So in the back of your mind, definitely.
Yeah, because when you get to the higher level, coming out of high school, balls are coming faster, plays quicker, So what was your, main focus on that adjustment?
Just to try not to think about it.
Yeah.
Just do what you gotta do. I don't know, like, if it happens again, I'll worry about it when it happens again.
Do you ever think about the long-term effects of it? Like, maybe down the road if you take another one?
I have, but I'm more interested in my career in soccer than that at the moment. This is a bad answer, but...
It's a fair assessment. Like you said, you got a semi-professional tryout this year. So... Yeah, from my understanding, it's just a tryout. You don't have a guaranteed spot.
Yeah,
so what do you have to do, you think, to make the team?
Just go out there and play confident, I think, is the biggest thing. I don't want to go out there and play passive and just be an average player. Mm-hmm. So just going out there, showing them what I can do and hopefully score some goals.
So I don't know if you've seen this Ted Lasso on Apple TV, but I love it, right? And Roy Kent on there, he had a great quote. His character named Roy Kent.
Yeah.
He had a great quote. I think it might have been actually the second season, but it's an effing game.
Yeah.
Just play it like it's a game. You played it when you were a child, So when did soccer start for you?
Oh, I don't even remember. Like, as soon as I could run, basically.
Really?
Could run.
You just loved it all the way through, right?
Yeah, I found pictures recently actually of me playing soccer with people that I grew up with that I didn't know that I was friends with back then.
Really?
Yeah.
That far back.
So the game obviously brought you to a lot of people and showed you a lot of different people. What was it like growing up in BC out there with soccer? Was it like compared to here, like when you came here, do you think you were underdeveloped the game out there, or was the game a higher skill, higher pace level than out here?
I actually think it's like pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that's the thing is like coming here, a lot of people were like, oh, like what's the difference between BC and here? And I can never answer that because it's the same thing, small town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here playing soccer. Guys I know, so I don't. It's like it's not very much of a difference between growing up there and then coming here and playing.
I think borders you find some difference. Like in the States, of course, there's Montreal and Toronto that play in the MLS, but the States has the MLS. And then of course you go over to Europe where it's just massive.
Yeah.
Africa, it's massive. In Asia, it's really big too. It's pretty growing there. And so, who do you look to outside of Canada for inspiration? Who's your team?
Team is Man City.
Yeah.
So diehard Man City fan.
Yeah. Who's your player on there? You have one?
Oh, probably De Bruyne would be the best one to say there.
What was that?
He's just technical and he works hard. Everything he does.
And do you try to like not build your game off it, but like
yeah,
in the assist way?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't try to like mimic his play because he's probably the best midfielder in the world right now. But and we play in different spots. I play in the wing, so it's a bit different. But yeah, definitely watch him.
It's definitely a bit quicker on the wing too, I'd say.
Yeah. It's also nicer. The wing's nice because you only have so many different directions you can go.
Exactly.
I don't have to watch behind me.
Because one, you have a boundary too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, in your position or in soccer, who do you look for player-wise, not just Man City?
I used to watch Sterling, but not so much anymore. He doesn't play a ton anymore. But just the way he goes at players, he's quick, right? He's kind of built like me, just smaller, and he's got to do different things than other people, right? Because obviously I don't have the size, I can't body people. I don't know. Do you guys ever watch Conrad Stevens play for UPEI?
Yeah, I feel like we have.
He used his big ass every time.
Yeah.
He's just thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that something you try to use?
No, I cannot.
Yeah.
I gotta use my speed a bit more to my advantage.
You gotta hit the squats to start hitting that. Yeah.
I gotta work on those. The hip thrusters.
See, I find soccer a lot like hockey in the sense that sometimes the assist can be a bit more attractive than the goal.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. It depends. Like, obviously, Sam scored some nice goals this year from the top of the box shooting, but it's like tap-ins and stuff. It's like the assists always feel good.
Yeah, because you can make quite a few moves there, and you have the freedom.
Yeah.
The nutmeg's one of my favorite moves.
Oh, the nutmeg.
Oh yeah, that's just crisp.
Yeah.
Just posh. So you have a favorite assist or goal or?
My favorite assist would be first year. Sam scored in the semifinals to beat UMB, or not semifinals, quarterfinals. Sorry. So that one felt the best. But this year I actually crossed one and it went off Fran Sanchez's knee and straight in the net.
Yeah.
So that was a good one.
Yeah. What was your first point for UPI?
First point.
Do you remember?
I think. I got in a few goals and a few assists in preseason my first year, but I remember my first goal against Mount A. I scored and I ran and did a backflip in the corner.
What were you thinking when you saw it go in the back of the net?
So I collided with the goalie. So the first my thought was my legs hurt.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was just going backflip. I just wanted to celebrate so bad.
Oh yeah.
After the backflip, did it kind of sink in, like, and you had your teammates around you, obviously, at that point. But did it kind of sink in that you were just scored your first AUS goal?
Oh, yeah, it definitely did, especially at the end. Because Lewis knows my coach from back home.
Mm-hmm.
He took a selfie with me after the game and sent it to him.
Really?
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And what did your parents think? Call him after the game?
No, I don't know. I can't remember what my parents would have said. They would probably have texted me and said, "Nice goal."
Oh yeah. Were they watching, Brad?
Yeah, they would have been watching. Yeah.
That's nice goal.
Yeah.
Like that's always a nice compliment.
100%. Were your parents ever athletes or?
I mean, my dad was. My dad plays hockey and stuff, like old timers now, like beer league stuff. But both of his knees are shot, so he can't do much.
As a kid's thing. What about the rest of your family? Any siblings?
I actually there's a rugby player in my family. My uncle is a rugby player.
Yeah.
What I want to know is the UPEI team. Is there any diversity in terms of favorite teams?
Oh, definitely.
So what's it like in the locker room? Is it like a high intensile locker room experience, or
we don't really talk
when
about
big
teams.
games are happening, like say in Europe?
Not really. We don't really talk about teams when we're playing, because it would get riled up pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
My house, I'm a City fan, and obviously the rivals are United fans, and two of my roommates are United fans.
They just played recently. What was that like?
It was great. I missed part of the game, half the game, because I had to go watch UPI basketball, but we smacked them 4-1, so it felt good. Felt good to come home.
I bet that was a fun little group chat.
Oh yeah, I didn't even say anything. I just came home and walked in and said, "Nice game, fellas."
Oh yeah.
What was the response?
Oh, I didn't say anything. They were mad.
They were mad.
They were mad.
Yeah. I mean, Ronaldo didn't even play, did he?
No, I can't remember who else. There's a few guys with COVID and stuff.
Yeah, so
I don't care.
Yeah.
United's on a downward trend anyway. So
soccer really has that passion behind it, especially in Europe.
Big time.
Big crowds. So, what do you want to see out of UPI in that terms? In those terms?
I'd like to have more of a better environment and crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Crowds in Europe are crazy.
Do you feel like there isn't that much support here? Like you don't get as many people come out to you as say a men's hockey game would or a basketball game would?
There's definitely not as much support. I've been to a few of the hockey games and there's a lot of diehard. There's a lot of older guys there that like to watch hockey. Our main crowd is just UPI students and alumni guys. Mm-hmm. So other than that, there's not many people there.
Especially late season when you hit that freezing rain
cold.
a little bit. It gets cold
fan.
And you gotta really love the game for it.
Yeah.
So I want to know why soccer when you live in Canada?
I grew up playing I pretty much played every sport growing up. Baseball, hockey. I did play hockey. But I don't know. I just didn't have the competitive drive for hockey, I guess, as I did soccer. I also tried gymnastics. Did gymnastics for a while. Up until they gave me the option. They're you have to either do gymnastics or play soccer. So I was like,
what grade was this in?
Would have been middle school, probably grade 7 or 8.
And what events did you do?
In gymnastics?
Yeah.
I did them all. I was BC champ on parallel bars for a bit.
Okay.
And then I said see ya because it wasn't that fun anymore.
That has to help with soccer, that flexibility.
Oh, definitely. Flexibility and strength. I think gymnastics really helped me with soccer for sure.
Oh, yeah. Ever just throw it in there at practice? I mean, obviously your celebration is a backflip. That takes some talent. But, you ever show the boys let's hear this double 80 here?
No. I don't know. I haven't done much of that in the last few years. Kind of moved away from it.
Yeah.
But I definitely do sometimes show off a bit.
So, formations in soccer, every coach has kind of their key to success or kind of a lean to. What's UPEI's?
I think it might change this year. It kind of depends on what our team's looking like and what suits our team, which I think Lewis, our coach, is really good at. So we'll see. We've kind of experimented with a few last season. We played 2 different ones last season, but they worked out well.
Yeah, and what are you using now?
We ended the season in a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Which I think we're going to start the season with this year.
Like a 4-3-3 attack or?
So it'll be a 4-3-3 diamond in the middle. So it'll be 4. There'll be a diamond with probably 2 in the back. Mm-hmm. and then there'll be 2 wingers and a striker.
Yeah. Because you always start out offense, and 4-3-3 is a bit more aggressive, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we played more aggressive, 3-5-2, which is more aggressive. Only 3 defenders.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we decide to do with that. Kind of depends what kind of recruits we get as well. So we'll see.
Is this supposed to? Is it supposed to be a good year for recruiting, or are you guys been in the? Do you guys get kept in the loop as players, as what's happening to the team?
Not as much. We have some recruits that are coming to Wednesday practices. We practice at 6:00 in the morning on Wednesdays, which is brutal.
I would imagine.
But
you're still doing that.
Is that the only field time that you guys can get, or is that just like when
it's
your coach
cheaper.
wants? Okay.
We only have so much budget.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You need that hockey budget.
Yeah, we need that hockey budget. If we can get that, we're cruising.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? I mean, every school has their main sport. I mean, you look at Alabama and it's football. You look here and it tends to be hockey. How do you feel being on one of those? Not C end, but B end. You know, on the budget.
It's a bit tough to think about sometimes. Just because I think like if you look at CBU, they have 2 sports. They have the same budget as us, but they split the budget only into 2 sports.
Yeah.
So because of that, their soccer program has such a so much more money than us. They bring in kids from.
So they basically have a hockey budget.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Compared to basketball too, it's just. Yeah.
And so if you look at them in the league, they're running the league. So
yeah.
I just like. Obviously, if we had more money, we could do more things, and I think we'd be better. Obviously, but.
Yeah. So next year, couple teams to beat. Who are they? Obviously X.
X. We want to beat X. We'd like to get some redemption against Dal again. We got slapped like 6 something.
Yeah.
This season.
Do you think you could beat them?
2 or something like that.
Yeah, I think we could too. We did not play well that game. It's just one of those games that we just didn't show up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if we play them again, I think it would be way closer game than that.
But for you guys, not only just play a couple of teams and beat those, what's the ultimate goal for you guys this upcoming year?
Well, definitely. So our goal this year was definitely make playoffs. I think we overachieved that goal. We're rebuilding right now, so like getting to playoffs was a bit of a surprise for me for sure. This year, I think if we can make playoffs and hopefully get to semifinals at least. Our goal is to go to nationals though. Top 2 teams make it. So if we win semis, we go.
Yeah. Who's going to be missed this year from the roster?
We did not lose a single person this year.
You aren't.
Nope.
That's
odd. Our team's very young.
That's very odd to see.
Yep.
You know.
So we're actually gaining Cohen Stevens back this year, I believe.
Okay.
Which will hopefully he can score some goals for us.
Yeah.
Put it in the back of the net.
You do have a big bench, 5 goaltenders.
We have a massive bench.
Kind of like a football team out there. Like.
Kinda. I mean, it's the same thing. Like 18 guys dress. So at that point, it's just practice squad.
Yeah.
So other than that.
Kind of like a taxi squad, like
pretty
in
much.
case of COVID issues or something like that comes up.
Yeah.
That has to be helpful.
It definitely is helpful. I mean, having like that many players, we can do 11v11s in practice. Which I don't know how what the rosters look like for other teams and how big their teams are, but 11-11 is huge.
Oh yeah, the soccer rosters tend to be a bit bigger
Pretty
as
big,
well. Yeah, because having a B side is very helpful, especially in practices.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the difference between like having real game scenarios versus having like playing 7v7s on a small-sided field.
Exactly. So who sticks out on your B side?
There's definitely. I mean, it's a race right now for like the 18th, 19th, 20th spot. Emmett Lyons is an amazing soccer player. He's in there. He's been on the bench. He's kind of back and forth between soccer and hockey right now, so we'll see what happens with him in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Is he playing both for UPEI?
No, not for UPEI. He's just playing like junior B or something. But
okay.
But it's like junior B is like the same time as some soccer things.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta commit to one, and you gotta make that decision.
Yeah, and he's liking both right now, and I know he really likes hockey, so.
Yeah. So between the two, what do you think he would choose?
I think if he had to choose, he would probably pick hockey. I don't know why I would say that, but I get that vibe from him.
Yeah, would you say that's a pretty big piece or no?
No, I don't think so. Like, he definitely tries his hardest in soccer and stuff, but I don't think he has to drive as much.
Would you say it's something you've dealt with, like, your whole life playing soccer? Because, like, when I was playing soccer, like, you always had hockey players say it's, like, school season and it's end of September, early October. Those hockey players just leave and go to go to hockey tryouts and go to hockey games over the soccer games.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a struggle growing up as like kids are trying to find new sports and stuff. We had a few rugby players that were playing for Team BC that couldn't play games. I played school soccer, club soccer, and then club hockey in high school. So I was doing the same things. I was like, some days I was playing a game of soccer and then I'd go play hockey like that night. So it's definitely a struggle, but I mean, people learn to deal with it, I guess.
Being a multi-sport athlete at a U Sports level, it'd be
tough for sure. I don't think I could do it.
So going into fourth year next year, will it be possibly your final year? What do you expect from yourself as a leader to help this team grow to the next level?
I think the biggest thing I can do is be a leader on the field versus off the field. We have two really good leaders right now off the field. Duncan Murray and Colin Kerner are captains at the moment. And they do everything off the field, like just like booking fields and making sure everyone's on top of their schoolwork and that kind of stuff. But they can be a bit quiet on the field, and I think I can just be a bit louder, yell at the guys. I mean, like, I think there's like 7 of us that are in our fourth year or something like that. So there's lots of guys that can do the same thing. Hopefully we can find our voice on the field.
So there is a bit of shared responsibility amongst leadership that isn't all on your coaches.
No, not at all. So Louis kind of leaves it up to us, which is good. We enjoy that.
Yeah.
Just lets us do our own thing, figure it out.
Yeah. So, way back now, probably 8 or 10 years ago, U.S. men's national team did really well, and that helped change soccer culture in America a fair bit.
Kind of growing right now too.
Yeah. And now Canada, getting a little hot, men's in, women's side. What are you looking forward to in soccer culture in Canada?
I think it just shows how much we're growing right now as a soccer country now. I think it's just going to keep growing. The numbers are getting crazy of youth players. I think we're first in the division right now, Canada, going into World Cup qualifiers stuff. So
very good chance they're going to qualify for the World Cup,
which would be amazing.
Yes, and do you think players such as Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David help that a lot, like in terms of growing the sport of soccer in Canada?
I think so, for sure. Alphonso Davies is amazing. He's done a lot. Him going to Germany is crazy, and it's definitely put us on the map a bit more. People know who he is, and they know he's from Canada, which is crazy. Like, you always want to hear that.
Yeah. You don't really hear people playing in the top 5 leagues in Europe that are from Canada. So for him to be not only playing in one of those leagues, but be a really, really dominant player in that league, it helps signify players there's a chance from Canada that you can make it. Yeah,
I think so. I think it just gives hope to more of our players. Same as the US. I think it helps the US as well. Because I mean, the goal here is can I get to the MLS? Can I get to now we have the CPL in Canada, which just shows how much it's growing. Right, we have the CPL. BC's putting in another semi-pro league. Yeah. So it's just growing soccer big time.
Yeah, and you see a lot from overseas come here, rather than like you said, us going over there. Yeah. So, what's your goal after UPEI?
I think my goal is I just want to take it as far as I can. I don't have any. I'm not gonna be disappointed if.
It's the dream to play like in the MLS or.
Yeah, I think I'd rather play in the CPL. Okay. I think the CPL, it's not like downgrade of the MLS, because Pacific just won. Yeah. They can't remember who they played. I think they played like TFC. It was very, very close game. If not, they won. I can't remember. But yeah, if I could go pro, that'd be the goal. Right?
Yeah.
And there's a bit of freedom, much like hockey again, on loan or going elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
there's lots of freedom. I mean, I was just in Halifax with the U23 Wanderers tryout, and Evan was there, Casper was there, another guy, Riyad and Daniel were there. So it's just like so much freedom. Like I can go home and I can go try out for Pacific FC, which is another CPL team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just freedom to do like anything.
Yeah. Well, we congratulate you on your success now in the AUS, and hopefully more success later in your life. And
Thank you very much.
we appreciate you coming on, and for everyone watching on YouTube, we hope you like and subscribe and enjoy it, and everyone listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, follow along. Thank you, and Grant, I'll leave it to you.
Cue the music!